The stranger who knocked at midnight. The clock in Maria's small apartment struck 12 a.m. when the knock came. It wasn't the usual tap neighbors made when they forgot their keys or when her landlord came for rent. No. This was a deep, deliberate knock 3 times, heavy against the old wooden door like someone wanted to be heard but not seen. Her heart jumped. She lived alone. East side of Cleveland. Not the safest neighborhood, not the worst either. But midnight knocks in America almost never carried good news. Maria stood frozen, clutching the edge of the couch where she had been folding laundry. She thought about ignoring it. Pretend she was asleep. But something inside her, the instinct she had carried since she came from El Salvador 6 years ago, told her danger could sometimes be disguised as silence. The knock came again. Slower. Louder. "Who is it?" she asked, her voice trembling, not quite above a whisper. No answer. Just breathing. She could hear it through the thin crack of the door. She slid her hand to her phone. No, she thought. Don't call 911 yet. One call and questions would come, about her papers, her rent, her job cleaning houses. Questions she couldn't afford. Instead, she reached for the baseball bat her cousin had left behind years ago, its handle taped and worn. She stepped closer. Then a voice. Rough, desperate. "Please. Just open. I need help." Maria's grip tightened on the bat. A man's voice. Not young. Not old. Somewhere in between. "Go away," she said sharply. "I'll call the police." "No." His tone cracked like glass breaking. "Please. Don't. I'm not here to hurt you." She hesitated. Something about the way he said please. Like he was on the edge of breaking. She thought of her father back home, who used to say, "A knock at midnight can be a curse, or it can be God testing if you still have kindness." Against her better judgment, Maria unlatched the chain, keeping the door halfway closed. The man standing there was drenched in rain, shivering in a thin hoodie. His face was pale, eyes bloodshot. He looked American, maybe 35. A backpack slung over one shoulder. His left hand pressed tightly against his ribs, stained dark. Blood. Maria gasped. "Please," he whispered. "I just need a place. Just for a little while." Every instinct screamed to slam the door. But something in his eyes stopped her fear, yes, but also regret. She pulled the door open. "Come in." Inside, the man collapsed onto her couch. His breathing was ragged. She ran for towels, pressed them against his side. The bleeding wasn't pouring, but it was steady. "What happened?" she asked. He winced. "Wrong people. Wrong time. You need a hospital." "No hospitals." His voice was sharp now. They'll find me." Maria frowned. "Who?" He shook his head. "Doesn't matter." She wanted to press, but she knew better. Her life had taught her that sometimes not asking saved you. For 10 minutes, they sat in silence. Maria wrapped the wound as best she could. He stared at the ceiling, breathing heavy. Finally, he spoke. "You don't even know me. Why do you open the door?" Maria swallowed. "Because once, when I crossed the border, a stranger opened their door for me. If they hadn't, I'd be dead." His eyes softened. He nodded slowly, like he understood. "What's your name?" she asked. "Daniel." "I'm Maria." They shared a silence that felt heavier than words. Hours passed. Maria made him tea, though his hands shook when he held the cup. He told her bits and pieces. He had driven trucks, worked odd jobs, then fell in with the wrong people after his brother died. He didn't say drugs, but the silence filled in the blanks. And Maria told him, cautiously, about her own life, how she worked 3 jobs, sent money back home, dreamed of her little boy joining her one day. For a brief moment, at 2 in the morning, they weren't strangers. Just 2 lost souls in a city that rarely gave second chances. But the night wasn't done. At 2:47 a.m. another knock came. This time harder. Angrier. Maria froze. Daniel's eyes went wide. He mouthed one word, them. She felt ice run down her spine. The knocks grew into pounding. A man's voice outside shouted, "We know you're in there. Open the door." Maria looked at Daniel. He shook his head violently. "Don't, please." She whispered, "Who are they?" He whispered back, "People I owed. Dangerous people." The pounding grew. Maria's entire body shook. She thought of calling the police, but then ICE might come, and she couldn't risk deportation. Her heart raced. Then she remembered, the back alley. The fire escape. "Go," she hissed to Daniel. "Through the kitchen window." He shook his head. "They'll see me. I'll distract them." "No. They'll hurt you." Maria looked at him hard. "You knocked on my door. That makes this my fight too." For a second, Daniel looked like he might cry. But he nodded. Maria went to the door. "Who is it?" she shouted, trying to steady her voice. "You know who," the voice barked. "That man owes us. Hand him over, and we'll leave." Maria's blood ran cold. "He's not here," she shouted. A pause. Then laughter. "Lady, don't lie to us. We saw him." Maria's hand shook on the doorknob. She thought of her son back in El Salvador. Thought of the stranger who once gave her shelter. And suddenly, she knew fear wouldn't protect her. She grabbed the bat. "Get away from my door," she yelled, louder now. "I'm calling the cops." For a moment, silence. Then footsteps retreating. A car engine starting. Gone. Maria slumped to the floor, breathless. Her whole body trembled. Daniel appeared from the kitchen, his face pale with shock. You just saved my life." Maria looked at him, tears in her eyes. "No. You saved mine, too." Sometimes, courage only comes when someone knocks. By dawn, Daniel was gone. He left her a note, written shaky and hurried, "Maria, thank you. I don't know if I deserve the kindness you gave me, but I swear, I'll make it right. If one day your boy comes here, I hope this country gives him what you gave me, a second chance." Maria folded the note, tucked it in her Bible. She never saw Daniel again. But years later, when her son finally joined her in America, she told him the story of the stranger who knocked at midnight. Not as a story of danger, but of faith, of redemption, and of how sometimes, in the darkest hour, a knock on the door could be the beginning of light.